Hello, my dear student. How are you? I hope that you will be very well, and I am also very well. Today, I am going to discuss the question bank of IIT JEE, and the chapter name is Laws of Motion. Now, I am going to discuss question number first. Which has asked in 1981 in IIT exam. When a person walks on a rough surface, the frictional force exerted by the surface on the person is just opposite to the direction of his motion. This is wrong. I have already told you in theory portion, when a person moves on horizontal surface, then the friction force exerted by the surface on the foot of the person will be in forward direction. Why? If my position is at rest with respect to you, now I move in forward direction with respect to you, then you can say that there will be a force acting on me in forward direction. There is no person who is pulling me. Therefore, there will be a friction force acted by the surface on the foot on my foot in forward direction. Therefore, whenever a person moves on horizontal surface, then friction force will act in just opposite direction of motion of the person. This is false statement, because when a person moves on a horizontal surface, then friction force exerted by the surface on the foot of the person will be always in forward direction. Okay? Therefore, this statement is wrong. This is not true. This is false. Okay? Now, I am going to solve next question. Question number 2. The pulley arrangements of figures A and B are identical. The mass of the rope is negligible. Here mass is negligible. Here mass of the rope is negligible according to question. The mass M is lifted up by attaching a mass to it. Here in figure A, mass M is lifted up by attaching a mass to it. This mass is greater than this, therefore this mass will go in a downward direction, but this mass will go in upward direction. What will be acceleration? Gravitational force on this block 2 mg and gravitational force on this block mg. After supposing system, acceleration of the blocks will be 2 mg minus mg upon total mass. Total mass is 3m. Therefore, G upon 3. This is the magnitude of acceleration. 2m mass goes downward with acceleration a, and m mass goes upward with acceleration a. Okay. In figure B, m is lifted by pulling the other end of the rope with a constant downward force 2m. Okay. Here gravitational force is mg. Therefore, acceleration should be 2mg minus mg divided by total mass of the system. Total mass of the system is m. Therefore, acceleration will be g. Acceleration will be g. In which direction? Upward direction. Acceleration of this block will be in upward direction. Value will be equal to g. Okay. In figure B, m is lifted up by pulling the other end of the rope with constant downward force 2mg. The acceleration of m is same in both cases. Here, acceleration of m is g by 3, but in figure B, acceleration of m is g. Therefore, both accelerations are not equal. But in question, acceleration of m is same in both cases. Which is correct or wrong? This is wrong, means false. Okay. In both figures, acceleration of mass m will be different. Okay. Now I am going to solve question number 3. According to this question, we have to find tension in the string. A simple pendulum with a bob of mass m swings with an angular amplitude of 40 degrees. A simple pendulum swings with angular amplitude 40 degrees. Okay? When its angular displacement is 20 degrees, the tension in the string is greater than mg cos 20 degrees. This is simple pendulum, and like this, and angular amplitude is 40 degrees. What is the value of angular amplitude? 40 degrees. But according to question, when its angular displacement is 20 degree, angular displacement is 20 degree, then the tension in the string is greater than mg cos theta. T is the tension and mg is the gravitational force. This angle is 20 degree, therefore a correspondence angle is also 20 degree. What will be component of mg? The component of mg in this direction will be mg cos theta. Theta is 20 degree, and component of mg in this direction will be mg sin theta. Okay. Now we have to find tension in the string. Therefore, the bob is moving on circular path. Okay. At this point, a speed of the bob is not equal to 0. Suppose a speed of this bob at this point is v. Okay, is v. Therefore, a particle moves on a circular path if it has an acceleration towards center, which is called centripetal force. This particle has centripetal force, therefore it has an acceleration towards center. Okay, and another acceleration along the tangent, which is called tangential acceleration, but there will be a centripetal acceleration. Therefore, force acting towards center will be greater than the force acting away from center. Therefore, T minus mg cos 20 degree should be equal to mv square upon r, where r is L, mv square upon r. Therefore, T is equal to mg cos 20 degree plus mv square by L. We can say that T is the sum of this and this. Therefore, T will be greater than mg cos 20 degree. Okay? Because T is the summation of mg cos 20 degree plus mv square. This force is extra force. Therefore, T greater than mg cos 20 degree. This is correct or wrong? Tension in the string is greater than mg cos 20 degree. This is correct. Means true. Because tension is greater than mg cos 20 degree. Okay. Now I am going to solve next question. This question is based on assertion and reason. Assertion, according to assertion, a cloth covers a table. Some dishes are kept on it. The cloth can be pulled out without dislodging the dishes from the table. The cloth can be pulled out without dislodging the dishes from the table. Okay? Reason, according to reason, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Both statements are true, but this statement is not correct explanation of assertion. Therefore, answer will be B. Answer will be B. Therefore, answer will be option number B. Assertion and reason are true, but reason is not correct explanation for assertion. Okay? Now I am going to solve question number 5. Assertion is, it is easier to pull a heavy object. In your practical life, a cylinder or table is easier to pull than push. It is easier to pull a heavy object than to push it on a level ground. Level ground means horizontal plane. The magnitude of frictional force depends on the nature of two surfaces in contact. This is also correct and this is also correct. But reason is not correct explanation of assertion. Okay? here actual region is, suppose a block, this is block, here a pushing force and here a pulling force. Okay, both forces will be equal in magnitude. This force acts at an angle theta with the horizontal. Therefore, components of this force will be along this f cos theta, and perpendicular component will be f sin theta. This is normal reaction and this is mg. Okay, here normal reaction will be f sin theta plus mg, f sin theta plus mg. But here this is rough surface, this surface tries to move the block in forward direction. Therefore, a friction force acts in opposite direction. Okay, and friction force will be equal to mu1. In this figure, component of f will be equal to f cos theta, and in this direction component of f will be f sin theta. This force has two components, therefore these forces are broken into two parts, this and this. Normal reaction acting on the block in upward direction, and gravitational force will be equal to mg in downward direction. In this figure, normal reaction will be equal to mg minus f sin theta. But in this figure, normal reaction will be equal to sum of mg and f sin theta. But here difference of mg and f sin theta. Which normal reaction is greater? This normal reaction is greater. Therefore, this friction is greater. Therefore, this friction is greater. Here, friction force is acting in this direction. Friction force will be mu into n dash. Okay. Here we see that F1 is greater than F2. Therefore, F1 is greater than F2. Therefore, acceleration of this block will be F cos theta minus F1 is equal to mass into acceleration. Here, acceleration is F cos theta minus F2 is equal to mass into acceleration. Clear है? Here, this force is greater than F2. Therefore, this value will be smaller than this value. Means acceleration A1 is less than A2. A1 is less than A2. Therefore, we can say that pushing is not easy. Pulling is easier than pushing, because here acceleration is more. Therefore, block moves faster. I have applied same force on both blocks having same mass, and both forces are inclined at angle theta. Okay? In this case, acceleration is more. In this case, acceleration is less. Therefore, this block moves faster. Therefore, pulling is easier than pushing. Because in case of pushing, friction is more. In case of pulling, friction is less. Where the friction is less, pulling is easy. Where friction is more, pushing is not easy. Therefore, we can say that pulling is easier than pushing. Okay? This is the reason. But here in the region, the magnitude of friction force depends on nature of two surfaces in contact. This is correct statement, but this is not correct explanation of assertion. Here normal reaction, due to increase in normal reaction, friction will increase. Due to increase in normal reaction, friction will increase. It does not depend on this. Therefore, reason is not correct explanation of assertion. Therefore, answer will be B. But in this question bank, answer is given C, which is wrong. Which is wrong. In this question bank, answer is given C. Assertion is true, reason is false. This is wrong answer. Assertion and reason both are true. Magnitude of friction force depends on nature of two surfaces. Frictional force depends on nature of two surfaces. Here, between the surfaces of my hand, friction will be different. Between the floor and the surface of my foot, friction will be different. Therefore, friction depends on nature of two surfaces in contact. Both statements are correct. Now I am going to solve question number 6. A block of mass 1 kg lies on a horizontal surface in a truck. The coefficient of static friction between the block and the surface is 0.6. If the acceleration of truck is 5 meter per second square, the frictional force acting on the block. A block is kept on truck. This is truck. This is truck. A block is kept on the truck. Okay? And truck has an acceleration 5 meter per second square. This is acceleration. The coefficient of static friction between the block and truck surface is 0.6. Here mu is 0.6. Okay? Here truck is non-inertial reference frame. Truck is non-inertial reference frame because it has an acceleration. If a system has an acceleration, then the system is called non-inertial reference frame. If his body has no acceleration, then body is treated as inertial reference frame. Okay? Whenever we draw a free body diagram of a body with respect to non-inertial reference frame, then we must apply a pseudo force. Okay? FBD of block with respect to truck is non-inertial reference frame. First of all, we apply normal action and then gravitational force. Okay? Friction force will act in the direction of forward or leftward? Forward. Because a pseudo force acts on the block in opposite direction to the acceleration of non-inertial reference frame. Therefore, pseudo force will be 5 m, where m is mass, or mass is 1 kg. Therefore, force will be 5 Newton. Okay? Friction force will act in forward direction because this force behaves as applied force. Therefore, this block has tendency to move in backward direction, and friction always opposes the tendency of relative motion. Therefore, friction will act on the block in rightward direction. Okay? mg will be 1 into 10 means 10 Newton. Okay? Therefore, friction, maximum friction will be, limiting friction will be mu m. Mu is 0.6 and n is 10. Therefore, 6 Newton. Maximum friction will act, maximum friction will be 6 Newton. If applied force is less than maximum friction, then friction will be equal to applied force. Therefore, F will be equal to applied force. This acts as applied force. Applied force. Okay? Therefore, friction will be 5 Newton. Answer. This is friction. If applied force is less than or equal to limiting friction, then friction will be equal to applied force. In this case, block does not slide. Therefore, block on the truck does not slide. Block will slide if this force will be greater than 6 Newton. But this force is less than limiting friction, therefore friction force will be equal to applied force. Okay? Therefore, here friction will be 5 Newton. Answer. Newton is given, then we can write only numerical value. Now I am going to solve question number 7. Read the question. A block of mass 2 kg rests on a rough inclined plane making an angle 30 degrees with the horizontal. The coefficient of static friction between the block and plane is 0.6. The friction force on the block, just like previous question, In previous question, surface is horizontal, but in this question, surface is inclined and a rough surface. Okay? And a block 2 kg rests on rough inclined plane. What is the angle of inclination? 30 degree. And this is 2 kg. Therefore, normal reaction, suppose N and mg will be 2 into g. G is 10, 20 Newton. Okay? And component of this force in this direction will be 20 cos 30 degree, and component of this gravitational force in this direction will be 20 sin 30 degree. Okay? 20 sin 30 degree means sin 30 half, means 20 by 2 means 10 Newton. Okay? Here this force behaves as applied force, and this force pulls the block in downward direction. Therefore, block has tendency to move down the plane. Therefore, a friction force opposes the tendency of relative motion. Therefore, it will act in upward direction of the plane, not upward direction, of the plane. Okay. First of all, in this type question, we find. In this type question, first of all, we find limiting friction, means maximum friction. What is the limiting friction? Mu n, mu s n. If mu s and mu k are not given separately, then we take mu s is equal to mu k approximately. Here, coefficient of static friction is given 0.7. Therefore, we put the value 0.7 and n will be n should be equal to 20 cos 30 degree, means cos 30 root 3 by 2 means 10 root 3. Okay? 10 root 3. 7 root, value of root 3 is 1.732. This means that 7 2 is 14, 7 3 is 21. 21 of 1, 22. 7 7 is 49. 49 of 2, 51. 7 of 5, 12. Decimal will be after 3 digits from right side. This will be Newton. Okay? Maximum friction acts on the block 12 Newton, 12 point something Newton. But applied force is, this acts as applied force. Okay? Applied force is less than maximum friction. Just like previous question, whenever applied force is less than limiting friction, whenever applied force is less than or equal to limiting friction, therefore friction should be equal to applied force. This means here in this figure, applied force is 10 Newton. Therefore, friction will be 10 Newton. This is answer. In options, the value of G is taken as 9.8, but I have taken the value of G equal to approximately 10. Therefore, we choose the option nearest value, nearest to this value. Which option? Nearest to 10? A. Which is correct. Okay? Maximum of students will choose the option number B because limiting friction is 0.7, 10 is taken as 9.8 and root 3. Therefore, maximum students will choose the option number B as the correct option. But here limiting friction cannot be greater than applied force. Therefore, friction cannot be greater than applied force. If applied force is less than or equal to limiting friction, okay, then the body will not move. If body is at rest, then friction will be equal to applied force. If body is at rest, then friction force always equal to applied force. Okay? Now I am going to solve question number 8. In question number 8, according to this question, a ship of mass 3 cross 10 to the power 7 kg initially at rest is pulled by a force this. Here acceleration is force by mass 5 cross 10 to the power 4 divided by mass 10 to the power 7. 5 upon 3 10 to the power minus 3 meter per second square. And distance travelled is 3 meters. Assuming that resistance due to water is negligible, means water drag is negligible. Okay? The speed of ship is, what will be a speed? V square should be equal to U square plus 2s. U square initially at rest, therefore U square is 0. 2as, a is 5 upon 3, 10 to the power minus 3 into s is 3. 3 cancel out, therefore 5 to the 10. 10 into 10 to the power minus 3 will be 10 to the power minus 2. This is V square. Therefore, V should be equal to 10 to the power minus 1 matlab 0.1 meter per second. Okay? Therefore, answer will be 0.1 meter per second. This is very easy. This question is asked in 1980 in IIT. Next question. Now I am going to solve next question. Question number 9. According to question number 9, during paddling of a bicycle, the force of friction exerted by the ground on two wheels is such that it acts during paddling of a bicycle. Friction force acts on rear wheel in forward direction, but friction force on front wheel always acts in forward direction. Okay? We choose the option. In backward direction on the front wheel, in forward direction on the rear wheel. Sorry, I have said you I have told you during the pendling of cycle, friction force on a rear wheel always acts in forward direction during pendling, but friction force on front wheel always acts in backward direction. Always acts in backward direction. Friction force on rear wheel will be in forward direction, but friction force on front wheel always backward direction. Friction force acts on front wheel in backward direction. Friction force acts on front wheel always in backward direction. But friction force on rear wheel during pendling will act in forward direction. If pendling is stopped, then friction on rear wheel also acts in backward direction. Okay? Therefore, if pendling is stopped, therefore friction acts on both wheels. Friction acts on both wheels in backward direction. Therefore, there will be retardation of cycle. Therefore, a speed of cycle is gradually decreasing. Here option will be A. During pendling, friction force acts on rear wheel in forward direction and friction force acts on front wheel in backward direction. Friction force on front wheel always acts in backward direction. Whether pendling of cycle, if you pendling the cycle or do not pendling the cycle, friction force always acts in backward direction on front wheel. But during pendling, friction force acts on rear wheel in forward direction. If pendling of bicycle is stopped, then friction force on the rear wheel acts in a backward direction. Now I am going to solve question number 10. A car is moving in a circular horizontal track of radius with a constant speed 10 meters per second. Plumb bob is suspended from the roof of the car by a light rigid rod. The angle made by the rod with the vertical. Here in this question we have to find angle with vertical. Suppose this is circular path and a car is moving. Here rod is hanging This is tension. We draw free body diagram of this bulb. Here T is the tension and mg is the gravitational force. Component of this is angle theta. Component of T in this direction, this will be theta, T cos theta, and this direction T sin theta. A centrifugal force acts on the bulb in this direction, mv square upon r, where r is radius of curvature. Okay, therefore T cos theta with T is broken in two parts, this and this. Therefore T cos theta will be equal to mg and T sin theta will be equal to mv square by r. Okay. Here free body diagram ABD of bulb with respect to car. Car is non-inertial reference frame. Whenever we draw a free body diagram of a body with respect to a non-inertial reference frame, then we must apply a pseudo force whose direction is just opposite to the direction of acceleration of non-inertial reference frame. Here car has constant velocity. Here car has constant speed 10 meter per second. Therefore, it has no tangential acceleration. It has only one acceleration, which is called centripetal acceleration. Now dividing these two equations, we get the value of theta. Tan theta should be equal to dividing 2 by 1. Tan theta should be equal to V square by Rg. We have to find angle with vertical. Therefore, tan theta should be equal to V is the speed of car. Car has a speed 10 meter per second. R is, what is the value of R? Constant speed 10 meter per second and radius is 10. Take G is equal to 10. Radius is 10, G is equal to 10. Therefore, this value will be 1. This means that theta should be equal to 45 degree. Okay? This is angle with vertical. Which option is correct? Option C is the correct option. Okay? I hope you understand all questions properly. Now I am going to end the class. Have a nice day. See you again tomorrow. You can revise all questions and come in the class tomorrow. Okay? For today, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Namaskar.